All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And this is just going to be a quick video on not being covetous, man. Right? And the scriptures, excuse me, in the book of Exodus, right, the 20th chapter, when it goes into the 10 commandments, right? One of the 10 commandments is to not be covetous. And what you're going to see in this video here is loads of women be covetous on another woman, what they perceive. I'm not even saying what I necessarily think, and what they perceive to be another woman's beauty and their imagination of another woman's life. And you're going to see them be jealous of it, right? And they're all going to be giving her dirty looks when she, in this video, has not did anything to them. Although, just by the fact that this woman made this video in the first place, showing people's reactions, shows that she does have a heavy amount of pride based on the fact that she knows that in this world, as this society goes, people believe that she's beautiful, right? So she's exuding pride of that. And there's certain men that do the same thing as well. Men that stand out on the streets and show themselves getting women's numbers and women coming up to them. But the overall point of this lesson is to not be covetous, because you don't know what the end of these people are going to be, right? And Jeremiah 9:23 goes into how you're not supposed to glory in your wisdom, your might, or your riches, right? And one of the ways how women glorify in their might is glorying in their beauty, because that's one of their weapons in this world that they have to get themselves a better lifestyle, right? But the Bible speaks about how you're supposed to glory in that you understand and know Yahweh. Now, I'm going to play some of these reactions, man, and you're going to see how some of these women go on extremely, like, they're just extremely envious and jealous of this woman, right? And they're like, you'll see it anyway. I'm gonna press play.
Experiment where they place the camera on standards that would comment culture have other comments and say, as head, the Trump has as a wife. Fit. Women are beautiful when they don't think they're okay. Here we go, right here. Here we go. We have her right there doing some sort of thing. Take a look at the women's reactions. Primarily women, but they do have some men here reacting to her. This guy's trying to reach out and touch someone.
Now, again, the scriptures also say this, right? In the book of Ecclesiasticus, it says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, right? And that's something that for men is hard to overcome, because the beauty of a woman cheers a man's countenance. A man could be having a bad day, and if a beautiful woman smiles at him, he literally might forget how bad his day was going, man. Right? Now, this is just the truth, right? But the Bible says don't stumble at the beauty of a woman, though. Don't get gassed up because a woman's beautiful, and you women also shouldn't get gassed up because you're beautiful, because there's going to be a plenty of people that are beautiful that are going to be in the lake of fire, that when this society goes down are going to be taking an MOTB. And when this society falls, right, these women are not going to be looking like this, because the way that women look to where they are perceived as thinking that they're a 10 and all of this, right, requires makeup. It's not just a thing that requires them to just wake up in the morning. They require a peaceful society for them to be a so-called 10. And I want to say this as well. It's funny that a lot of these women are getting jealous and envious of this other woman that they think looks better than them, because I thought all these women said that they're all 10s. I thought these women would always be saying that they're all 10s, man. And we know this as men, that women be thinking that they're beautiful until an actual woman that actually is beautiful. And I'm not even talking about this woman. I'm saying women in general, they all think that they're beautiful until a real beautiful woman comes around, man. Right? Women are all friends with each other until a woman that's really beautiful comes around. The same thing how us men know that a lot of men think that they're tough, right? Until a real tough guy comes around, man. You could have a gym, right? And everyone in that gym's going on bad. They just all think that they're the man up in that gym. And let John Jones walk up in that building, man, or Mike Tyson, or Rampage Jackson, or somebody like that, man, or Anthony Joshua walk up in that room. I remember there was one time, man, when I was walking down Holloway Road. I was walking down Holloway Road in London, right? It was I can't, man. So lucky, yeah, man. I was walking down Holloway Road in London, man, and there was a guy with like a See, you know what, Salakia, man, it wasn't me that was walking down Holloway Road. It was somebody else that I knew that was walking down Holloway Road, and he told me that they saw a guy revving his Golf GTI, right? He was revving his Golf GTI on Holloway Road, revving it and trying to show off, yeah? And then somebody pulled up in a Lamborghini, and then that guy quieted down all the revving and everything that he was doing because a greater car showed up, right? A greater car that outranked his car showed up, man. So he had to humble his pride. Just the same thing with how men can be in a gym showing off, thinking that they're lifting bare weights and all of this and all of that, right? And then another man will show up in the gym and just make all of what that guy previously did look inferior, right? There's a guy that goes around doing that on the internet, some guy called Anatoly, and he goes around in these gyms pretending, and some of it might be fake, I reckon, but he goes around to some of these gyms, right? And he'll see these big guys that probably weigh a good like 100 pounds, 50 to 100 pounds heavier than him. They're lifting these weights, and they'll ask him, "Oh, what exercise are you doing with that?" And they'll be arrogant towards him. "Oh, I don't think you could lift this. Nah, I'll have to take all the weights off. I ain't got time for all of that." And he'll just, without a warm up, lift exactly what they was doing, move it out of the way, and pass them a like makeshift cleaning mop that weighs like 35 kilograms. And when they pick it up, they drop it down on the floor, man. He be humbling these people's pride, but then at the same time as he's humbling people's pride, he's also showing his pride that he has for his body, man. Right? But the scriptures speak about not being covetous of these things. Now I'm going to press play in a minute, and you're going to see how these women all go on envious. But guess what? In the higher level of this, the nation of Israel is the beautiful woman that all of these other nations, if you consider every single nation to be a woman, the nation of Israel are Yahweh's woman that all these other nations envy. And they're really jealous of the beauty that we have within us naturally, man. They're jealous of it. And they don't ever want us to receive, to experience the glory that we've been divinely given by Yahweh. And they're all against us. And that's why when they had us in hardcore extreme captivity, they lied about every single thing that they said we could do. They lied about it all. They lied about literally everything. Pretty much everything that Jake does now, and some of the elders go into these things, and I'm adding on to it. Some of the things that every single thing that Jake does now, there was a time where Esau said we couldn't do it, and if you can even perceive and believe that this was true, they used to say that we couldn't do sports, man. You understand? Can you actually believe that? They used to think that, try and lie and say that we was too inferior to do sports, but we've transcended them so much physically that they have to just accept and say, "Oh, that's genetic. Oh, it's genetic that the only reason why y'all can do this and we can't is because of genetics." But then what's the reason why we can do all the other things that he said we couldn't do? Is that because of genetics as well?
And he's trying to put hands on hips, and there she is. And take a look at look at the guy. All right, he's like, okay, he's with his wife, and look at how the women are rolling their eyes at her. Take a look at her. Oh man, she looking at all her hopes and dreams.
Now, I want to say this as well. The reason why some of these women, and I gotta sing it real, man. The reason why some of these women are looking at this woman like that is because a lot of these women really in this society are secretly alphabeters and rainbows, man. A lot of these women, if a beautiful woman compliments some of these women, right, in a sexual manner, a lot of these women will go for that, because they're wicked. Whereas if a man in this world that's considered handsome in women's eyes was to start flirting with a man that does not claim being an alphabet and a rainbow, he's going to be disgusted, and he might want to get carnal and fight that guy. He ain't going to take that as a compliment. He's going to be disgusted by that. Whereas women, a lot of them will actually be down for that, man. A lot of them will be down for that. Now, I'm going to press play again and you're going to see, but like a lot of women are covetous of over other women's beauty because that's the only thing that they care about. That's the only thing that women really care about is what they look like, man. They glory in their hair, right?
So,
see, this woman's all pushing out her bottom lip and all that, right? Just because she thinks that a woman looks better than her, but if she actually believed in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, she wouldn't care that woman so-called looks better than her or that she thinks that the woman looks better than her. She wouldn't care about none of that because she'd know that that's not the be-all and end-all of what matters. And that's why, like, us as men, we need to not covet people that might be richer than us and have all these different things in the world more than us, man. Because there's people in this world that actually want you to covet. One of the things that I notice in this world, right, is that men, and it's in particular with this thing, men when they have a nice car, and they see Jake or they see another man, they deliberately all of a sudden now they feel the need to press the gas, to press the accelerator, and to speed up. And I'm like, mate, what are you doing? The lights are red. All you're gonna do is travel about 25 meters and be in traffic, but you gotta rev the car because you want people to hear your car. When they pull up, they want you to look at their car and be jealous, because a lot of people that have certain nice things, they can't appreciate the nice things that they have unless other people are covetous of it, which means that they don't really care about the things. They care about trying to make people jealous of it. And they want you to be covetous, man. They want you to sin over their little trinkets that they think that they have that make them better than everybody else, which is not true. You're not better than somebody else just because you got a car. You're not better than somebody else because you're richer than them. You're not better than somebody else because you're more beautiful than them. You're not better than somebody else just because you like are stronger than somebody else, man. You're not better than somebody else just because you're smarter than somebody else. In fact, the elect of the nation of Israel are technically not better than everybody else on the earth, even though they're going to be the people that are the foundation of the kingdom of heaven. Why is it that the elect of the nation of Israel are going to be the foundation of those that are going to build up the kingdom of heaven? Because Yahweh chose them from the foundation of the world, not because they did anything special. I believe I'm an Israelite. Now, if it turns out I'm not an Israelite and I'm whatever other nation that I could be, right? Well, that was not my choice. Now, I don't believe that that's true. I believe I'm an Israelite, but guess what? Me being an Israelite was not my choice. And if it turns out that I'm of the elected nation of Israel, guess what? That was not my choice neither. If I do works in the future, or if I did works currently that make me worthy in Yahweh's eyes to have mercy, really, Yahweh just made me have mercy anyway. And he chose to justify me in the days to come. And if he chose to not justify me in the days to come, there was nothing that I could do about that neither. So really, no one's really better than anyone. And yet at the same time, other people, we are better than other people as Israelites, but not because of us though. Because really it's all down to Yahweh's plan. Right? It's really all down to who Yahweh decided to choose, man. Yahweh didn't set his love upon us or choose us because we were more in number than any other people, but because he would remember the covenant that he made with our fathers, man, and the promise that he made to our forefathers. And that's why when you go to Romans 11 and 26, right, it speaks about how all Israel shall be saved. And then it goes on to talk about how, yeah, those that don't believe now are gonna receive mercy through the mercy of those that do believe. It goes into that. So it's not good to be covetous over beauty, man. And it's hard to do sometimes, right? It's hard to do sometimes, right? Because we all have within our bodies a desire to want things. But these women are super covetous over this woman's life, and it's kind of funny. But at the same time, it's kind of sad because these women don't have no understanding. And most of these women that are doing this are Edomites or look like Edomites anyway. But then Eve's got the same kind of envy as well because she be dyeing her hair blonde every chance she gets, it seems like, in this world, man. And I'm gonna press play again so you can see some more.
And she does the pouty face. Look at this, the look up and down, and if looks can kill, the daggers. All right, take a look. Look at that. Oh, look at this frown. And look at she trying to see if her man was looking. You bet not be looking. And look at the little girl. She's like, oh, she's my hopes and dreams. All right, we have the old sugar daddy. Take a look. Look at that. Oh, look at this frown. And look at she trying to see if her man was looking. You bet not be looking.
See, that's an example, and this is why the Bible talks about being like the children, man, because that girl sees her and she's smiling. Right? She's smiling when she sees her, man. She ain't being covetous, and that's why the scriptures speak about us trying to be more like the children. Now, I'm not saying that this child's an Israelite, right? But that's an example of how children are more forgiving than adults, man. Because most of those women were being extremely covetous over another woman's perceived beauty. But then at the same time, when they're in front of men, they want to say that every woman's a 10, and when they want to get on these nightlife interviews, they want to say they're a 10 and all of that. But they don't really believe that. They want to be treated like a 10, but they don't believe that they're a 10. And even that woman's not a 10 because there ain't no such thing as no 10. But they want to pretend like they believe that, but they don't believe it, man. They just want to be treated like that, man. But if you ask these women if every man's a 10, they'll let you know straight away that you ain't no 10. And every man that they do think could be a so-called 10 all seem to match a certain similar image. They might all match, be a minimum of a certain height, a minimum of a certain muscular stature, a minimum of a certain more financials, right? A minimum of a certain handsomeness. But when it comes to the women, there can be women that are 200 pounds and they're 10, women that are 150 pounds and they're 10, women that are 110 pounds and they're 10, women that are 5 foot, they're a 10, women that are 6'3", they're a 10. But among the men, they ain't saying none of that. There'll be women that are obese that they'll claim that they're a 10. But then when they actually see a woman that they perceive is really actually beautiful, if they're a 10 themselves as well, why are they looking like that? Because they're a 10 as well anyway, right? Just like how if all these other nations perceive that they're better than the children of Israel, why are they always trying their best to go out of their way to sabotage us then? Because you're already good yourself, right? So you shouldn't need to do that. But they do it because they have to, because they know that they can't compete with us on an equal playing field. And that's why sports, which has rules that prove whether you won or lost, is a very difficult way for Esau to try and prove that he's better than us, because it's got rules. So if they break the rules of the game, it's going to be shown clearly you cheated to make you win. You said that that wasn't a penalty, but it was. You said that that wasn't a foul, but it was. You said that the rules of boxing are whoever lands the most punches wins. So he clearly landed the most punches. So how comes he didn't say he won? He knocked the guy down, so that means it's a 10-8 round. The other guy didn't hit him. We all saw it with our own eyes. It was recorded live, right? Now it's in the history books, continually archived and recorded. So you have to give him the decision. They can't cheat as much with sports, right? But when it comes to other things in life, like a job interview, that's kind of subjective. Whether he's a better going to be a better colleague, a better employee for the business, that's subjective. That can be made to be subjective, but sports cannot be subjective. Who won? Okay, it's a football match. Who scored the most goals? That's objective. But a job interview can be objective, right? That can be something that's objective. Well, okay, the way how we answered that question, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be a perfect fit for this company. That's subjective. But whether that person, like when it comes to singing and music as well, that's another place that we outshine all you heathens too. The music either sounds good or it don't. Now, to a certain degree, music can be subjective on whether it sounds good or not. But at the same time, you know when you're hearing a hit, you know when you hear some singing and you're like, man, that's some singing right there. Versus when a song kind of hasn't grown on you yet. But when there's a song that's really an amazing song, like, nah, that's a song. That song's a hit right there. Like several of Michael Jackson's songs, you'd be like, you can't deny that that's a good song. It's just a good song. Like, you can't deny it's good. Whereas a lot of things that Esau is able to win in are subjective, right? Like Esau, considering that he's a good leader, that's subjective, because they try and say, oh, what's good or wrong, what's right or wrong. You know what I mean? That's how they try and play it. But we know they're not a good leader. But that's how they try and play it now. Anyway, let me carry on with this, man.
And look at the little girl. She's like, oh, she's my hopes and dreams. All right, we have the old sugar daddy. Look at the wife. She's like, I gotta take a look at the face.
This is what's funny when women do this stuff, because women be trying to talk about how men make them feel uncomfortable when they're outside, yeah. But women be doing this kind of stuff to each other all the time, man. Some of you brothers out there, yeah, when you've probably been walking outside with your woman, and your woman might be dressed up more than she is normally, you probably noticed that women be trying to, like, give your woman dirty looks, man. They be trying to give your woman dirty looks, or be trying to give you extra smiles in your face now to try and make your woman feel some type of way, because that's another thing that women do, because they're wicked. And all of us as men, we know that women like some people might say, oh, women like men that like them. Yeah. And that can be true to a certain degree, but not really though. I don't really believe that to a certain degree. I think that women just like whoever other women like, to be honest with you. Women like whoever other women like. If there's a man that walks into a room and if there's 10 women in a room, yeah, and 5 of the women like one particular guy, some of the other women are going to start liking a man. And that's why when women don't think that a man's got a girlfriend or a wife or a woman or whatever, they don't like him. But once they find out that he's got a woman, all of a sudden she starts liking him a bit more. Because they don't know how to think for themselves. When you watch that Pop the Balloon show thing, yeah. I seen one the other day, and I think the woman popped the guy's balloon because he didn't wear earrings. I was like, what do you want? Like, so that means that apart from him having earrings in his ears, you like everything else and you pop the balloon because he doesn't have earrings in his ears. Or I like a man that wears earrings. Like, what are you on about? And then when the one balloon gets popped, you just hear a symphony of other balloons being popped because they just pop based on whatever any other woman does. And it's like they try and figure what another one woman will be like, oh, I think that woman's prettier than me. So she won't pop the balloon until that woman pops the balloon because she wants to see if she can get a guy that woman likes. So then the moment that woman pops the balloon, this is what I've seen when I watch it. Now, I could be wrong, but this is what I see when I watch this thing, man. Anytime I've ever seen it. Whichever woman's the most attractive one, as soon as she starts popping her balloon, most of the time every other woman starts popping her balloon as well, man. And then repeats whatever the other woman said. Oh, I didn't like the dreads. Okay, we've got a pop balloon. Okay, so why did you pop balloon? Yeah, I didn't like the dreads neither. Another woman. And why did you pop your balloon? Oh, I didn't like the dreads as well. Another guy comes through, pop, 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 popping the balloons. Why did you pop your balloon? Oh, I didn't like his height. Okay, why did you pop your balloon? Oh, I didn't like his height neither. Okay, why did you pop your balloon? Oh, I didn't like his height neither. They just all regurgitate whatever the other woman says. But if they start praising one thing about the guy, then they're all going to start praising that. And this is why Yahweh allowed men to have multiple wives, because if these women out there that have got all these women right now that have got a problem about Hebrew Israelite men, oh, y'all ain't building nothing. If they saw that every single Hebrew Israelite man had 20 beautiful wives, right, they wouldn't be running their mouth. They'd be trying to see what it do. They'd be trying to be 21st. Either that or they'd be trying to say to the wives, what are y'all doing with this guy? And if all the wives said, man, shut your mouth, man. This is the guy right here. Then all of a sudden they'd be trying to find out why is the guy. We all know that women do this. We all know. Women are some of the most covetous on this earth. And they pretend as though they're against adultery, according to what they perceive adultery to be, which they try and say that adultery is a man sleeping with another woman when he's got a woman, which it's not. It's a man sleeping with another man's wife, another man's woman, another man's girlfriend. But they try and make it like it's a man dealing with any other woman while he's got a woman, which is not true. But if that's the case, then why are you women always trying to sleep with another man when he's got a woman already? Why does a man become more attractive to you when he's got a woman already? To the point that some men wear fake wedding rings to get more attention from women. Why is that a thing then? That men will put on a fake wedding ring to get you women because they know that you're full of it. Let's see some more, man.
What the face card doing? Because the rest is doing very well. And look at this tattooed up wreck of a woman looking at this clean.
Why is he going in on there for, man? Although she does look bugged out with a tattoo. Any woman that's got an arm sleeve tattoo, yeah, pretty much is a demon, man, to be honest with you. Because that's like they're trying to think they're like, that's what they think a man is. Some arm sleeve tattooed up geezer, and that is like a very masculine and gross thing, which men ain't supposed to be having no tattoos anyway, man. But like a woman that's got an arm sleeve tattoo, she kind of is a demon, to be fair. But anyway.
Billboard woman right here. She like, look at this face. God damn, look at how people hate on you. And look at these, these are short, squatty, fat type of ethnic.
Now, I personally don't think that these women are fat, but that's why, to a certain degree, attractiveness is subjective. I don't think that these women are fat. I don't think.
Woman. And they think they were pretty until they saw that woman. And look at the look. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. So take a look. We'll pause. All right, take a look here, and there she is.
I'm not even saying that I think that this woman is no crazy beauty queen out here. I'm not saying that. I haven't said that once in this video. But I'm just going into what women think when women think that another woman is more beautiful than them. They get covetous because that's the main thing that they care about. But you have to try with the best of your ability to not be covetous, man, because a lot of the children of Jacob, a lot of the children of Israel right now are jealous of Esau and they're covetous of Esau, man. But where Esau is going to end up, you will not want to be there. You will not want to be covetous of Esau's end. So therefore, don't be cautious of his beginning or his middle, man, because his end is not a coveted position. It's not a position that you would want to be in. Nobody would. When people see the fulfillment of Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18, you would not covet that position. You wouldn't want to have experienced any of the perceived fun times that the nation of Edom, that the children of Edom, that the children of Esau received. You would not want to have experienced any of those so-called or supposed fun times that they went through, right? When you see how Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18 is going to look in its fulfillment, and you wouldn't want to be them. You wouldn't want to be them. And doesn't the scripture say, envy not your oppressor, for thou knowest not his end?
Shining, the sun shining on her face, and look at the woman in the back. All right. Helga, gypsy woman in the back. Okay, goodness. Take a look at that. You think all women love each other? They don't. And
that's facts. Women do not love each other, man. Women, you know what? With women, yeah. With women, it's the same thing as like with Esau, you know. Women will team up with each other to try and come after men, right? And that's with these Israelite women as well. Eve, man. They'll all team up with each other and pretend like they love each other, right? To destroy men. But if they ain't nothing that they can complain about men about, you start to see the dysfunction amongst themselves. Same thing with Esau. When Esau is left to his own devices and cannot find a situation to blame Jake, and he's just around each other, they're going up each other's head, man. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They can only join with each other to try and take Jake down. In particular, the Israelite man. We're gonna see when we're in our kingdom and we are not breaking any of Yahweh's laws, and there's not no dysfunction among us as Israelite men first and foremost, neither is there any amongst the women. Just watch how evil these Edomites are going to be towards each other, man. Watch how heavy Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54 is going to be among them. Just watch how evil they're going to be towards each other, man. Watch. We're going to see it, man. And I made a video a couple of days ago going into how we're going to see the dysfunction of all of these nations once we're perfected, man. And we're going to see just how vile and corrupt they always were. We're going to see all the things that Esdras, right, Isaiah was complaining about in second Ezra, the third chapter, where he's going into, I've gone here and there through the heathen, and I see how they're flowing wealth, but they think not upon your commandments. We're going to see all of it, all the scandal, all the betraying, all the sin amongst these nations. We're going to see all of it, man. And we're going to be like, man, why did we ever covet to want to be anything like these people? Look at them. And we're like, we were trying to be like this, and we're going to cry. We're going to cry when we think, man, there was a time when I wanted to be like these people. There was a time when I thought that this group of people was the way to be. Look at them.
Know when a beautiful woman is in the room. So if they have to tell you a woman's beautiful, let me put myself on the big screen. If they have to tell you a woman's beautiful, she's not beautiful. They know when she's beautiful. In fact, when they know a beautiful woman's in the room, they're not going to say she's beautiful. So if a woman has to tell you in the comment section, or they have to tell you she's gorgeous, she's not.
Here's the thing as well, though, right? Women think that they can try and tell men who are supposed to think is beautiful. We can't do that. Just like how men can't try and tell women who they think's handsome. If you see a guy out there in the world and you perceive he's ugly, but when you see his woman, you're like, raw, his woman looks way better than him. Who are you to say that he don't deserve that woman? Do you have a vagina to be able to have the feelings of what a woman's attraction towards a man is? No, you don't. So her being attracted to that guy is ultimately none of your business. Same way with women, if they perceive that a guy is with a woman that he looks better than or whatever, or that she thinks he's punching above his league, who are you to say that? Who are you to say that? Or if we like a certain woman, who are you to say that we shouldn't like that woman? You don't have a penis to know what a man's supposed to be attracted to like that. Who are you? Who are you to be deciding that? You can't tell us what to do. And another thing, you even think you can try and shame men into doing what you want us to do. No, you're not going to. A man not wanting to pay your bills does not mean that he's GAY, an alphabet and a rainbow. It don't mean that. It means you don't want to pay your bills. A man that wanted to pay for your whole life and to audition to pay for your bills and your hair, nails, lashes and all this and be a protector and a provider, that don't mean that he's broke. It means he doesn't want to pay for your life. That's all that means. It don't mean he don't have the money to pay for it. It means he don't want to use the money that he's got to pay for your life. Because how is it getting paid for before he's expected to pay for it? And that's the hard truth that a lot of you women are gonna face, man. Men are not playing it the way that you wanted to play it no more, man. There's another set of rules that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has put in the earth. And no matter what anyone says, no matter how he wants to try and save women, you're not going to be saved by your attitude being increased. You're going to be saved by humility. And that's what's coming for all of us. We're going to all be humbled, man. Or you think you're strong? Okay. You're going to get to prove it when the day of the Lord comes. Or you think that because you're pretty, ish, and you'll be walking around in an air hostess costume, that means something? Okay. Well, when all hell breaks loose, let's see if looking pretty in and recording yourself on camera is going to mean anything in that time. Or you think you're going to be saved because you're tall and Yahweh's made you be a handsome man and women want to ask you for your Instagram and your phone number and they want to sleep? Okay, let's see if that's going to be what's going to get you through the time to come. Or is it going to be that you believe and understand and know of Yahweh who does and make vengeance and kindness in the earth? For in those things Yahweh delights, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. We're going to see.
Period. Point blank. Okay, so they know when the top dog is in the house. They know when the top dog is in the house. And look at her. She just like, shit. Damn, she got everything I want and I'll never be. I'm pasty pale. My hair is flat. I'm broke. Look at my dusty ass shoes.
Bro, he's going in. Now, really, this woman could make herself look similar to that woman. Dye her hair, do some fake tan. Like, most of the women all look like the same template these days anyway, man. For the most part, they all do the same things anyway. They can, for the most part, they try and do that. They all copy each other's image anyway, man. Women always watching what other women wear to try and copy their style. They always do it, man. And amongst men, it's a different way. Like, I've heard brothers say this, man. When they go to the gym, right? The heathen are watching their workout, man. They're trying to see how much they lift. Man, they're trying to count reps. Oh, so he does that weight for 5 reps, huh? Okay, so I'm going to do that weight for 7 reps. Okay, I see ya. They're just stalking your whole workout, man. You can't even get no damn privacy in the gym. You know what I mean? They just be stalking up your whole scene, man. You can't get no privacy at all. They're just monitoring your whole thing, man. And then trying to pretend like they're not. And trying to fake or trying to like, man, they be just trying all of these little weird things to try and compete with us, man. They be trying to antagonize. When you start a new job, these heathens start being weird. They start whispering to themselves, thinking of a way how they can try and ask you some dumb question and try and get on your nerves. These are the things that we have to go through in this world, man. If you live around Esau, they start going on weird and that. Trying to think of a way to try and draw you into something and then try and come with that. We got on the wrong foot demon where they try and start something off. And they say, oh, I apologize. It seems like we got on the wrong foot. No, fuck you. And both of your feet. Do you know what I mean? Hell with y'all, man. Like, I long for the day where I can, like, as much as we're going to love our brothers in the kingdom, right? We're going to love our own people and that we're going to have extreme brotherhood, man. But sometimes you just be like, man, I want to be by myself. And not even by your women, not by your woman, not by if you got children, not by any one of your siblings or nothing like that. You want to be by you. You know what I mean? You might just want to be by you, man. Because if brothers have got children out there in this world, when the kingdom comes, right, your children are going to be able to not be around you, and it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be a problem. You're going to have to be like sweating 25 buckets of water if you don't know where your children are for 2 minutes. You're going to have to be worrying about where they are from day to day, and if something dodgy is happening to them, they're going to be safe wherever they're at. Same thing with your woman. You ain't going to have to worry about whether your woman's been harmed in any kind of way or anything like that. You're going to have to worry about whether your own brothers have been harmed in any kind of way. Oh, I know that the area that they live in is rough and it's got this and that going on. I hope that they're okay. You know what I mean? It's just going to be safe and there ain't going to be no tears among us, man. And that's why we don't need to really be coveting none of these people, because we've got the best things coming to us. And it's really these people coveting us. Esau's really trying to copy our blessing. We ain't trying to copy Esau's blessing. Esau's trying to copy our blessing, using his blessing, which ain't going to work, because those that live by the sword perish by it too.
Everything I want to be. And look at the friend. Okay, these are just young girls that right here. They just can't. They ain't got no money yet, right? They go figure, but they kind of lacking. They kind of lacking themselves. This one's short and chubby. This one's pasty pale and hair flat on her head. So she already knows she cooked. She cooked.
That can be overcome though, just by them washing their hair in a conditioner, really, right? And putting some makeup on. That's what most of these women do in this world anyway. They put some makeup on, shampoo and condition their hair, some fake tan and all that. That's what most of them do. Most of these women don't look like what you see them look like when they're outside of their house. When they go home, they don't look like that. Right? That's just how it goes, man. Whereas amongst men, we pretty much look like what we look like all the time. And we can improve our appearance by going gym, right? We can, and in women's eyes, our appearance gets proved if we make more money. And as long as they worship money, that's always going to be a truth that they cannot overcome.
Look at that mole on her nose and chin. There's not much she can do from this. She can still get piped, but that's it. All right, and look at the guy right here. He trying to hold on and grab. And take a look at the women in front of her. They're even looking. They're noticing that. Don't touch her. All right, let's take a look at this. Look at that. Look at that look. And look at this look right here. So he's with his girl. The girl was looking first. That's why he turned and looked. And now what does he have to do? She's all right. All right, look at her. Not my type. Yeah, I don't need any of that. Oh, you can't afford that, sir. And you're never going to get her. And now he's doing that because he's with his wife. She's beautiful and all, but but what do you really think it is?
Well, you don't really know, Coach Ray Adams, whether he can afford it or not, really. You don't really know that. But I will say this, right? Because this society that we live in, they try and tell a man that he can't have multiple wives. This is also the reason why so many of you women get so-called cheating on. Because if a man's expected to only have one woman, right? Well, once a woman, if he can still, when he becomes of an older age, attract women, right? Well, then he's going to get rid of his old woman and get a new one. And then she's going to be cast out to dry. And that's not fair, right? Because she might have put time in with this guy and really, I don't want to say deserved, but it would be righteous of that guy to still take care of that woman. But because this society, women trying to try and tell a man that he can't have more than one wife, when then there comes points in women's lives where they get cast away. And then the man just gets himself a next woman, man. And that's not really righteous, right? Because then he's leading that woman to go and commit adultery if she gets with another guy, which is leading the world to sin. But among women, they start to find their man more attractive. If he can attract more women, women find men attractive more if they can attract more women. So it's not a problem if a man gets other women. That's actually going to make him look better in his first wife's eyes than the second and third and fourth or whatever, and so on and so forth. Plus, also, allowing men to have more than one wife gives men something to strive for financially too, which is a thing that a lot of women complain about in this world. Whereas in this, and people might say, oh, nah, that's just an excuse. Men just want to be broke. Men just want to be bums. There's a whole MGTOW and all this kind of thing going on right now in this world with men saying, you know what, forget trying to go out and make money. I'm just going to go and do the bare minimum to survive and to be able to do what basic level things I want to do, because the women are tainted anyway. Women don't actually understand that men will go out and make more money because of women, because that's his glory. The woman's a man's glory, whereas the woman's glory is herself. And that's why all of these women are envious and covetous over a woman's perceived beauty that they perceive her to have. They're not envious of her because they think she's smart. You know what I mean? They're envious of her because of what beauty they perceive she's got, because they know what that beauty can get a woman in this world, man. It can get her access to things that she would not be able to get of her own self if she wasn't beautiful.
Man, take a look at the side eye here. We got 2 side eyes. Look at that. They can't even look at her directly. And beautiful women know this. Really beautiful women know they get treated like this. They know when people are looking at them, either side eye. Look at this. And look at the girlfriend. And she kind of using peripheral vision to make sure her man ain't looking, but he looking too. He looking too. He like, sheesh. And she like, this bitch. Look at that. Oh, no.
Women are really covetous, man, but they're only covetous over beauty. They don't really care about nothing else, really. The main thing is beauty, man. That's the main thing they're covetous about. Let me see if there's any more. Let me see. See if there's anything else, man. Because really, this video was I just saw this and I was like, man, it's kind of funny, I guess, in that these women going on like they all care about each other so much, but really, we know that in the scriptures that they don't. We know that the Bible says, and this, we know that really the most envied woman in the world is not some blonde-haired woman and all that. It's a beautiful Israelite woman that believes in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai and is not a harlot. That's the most coveted woman. A beautiful Israelite woman that's not flaunting her beauty over everyone else, right? And actually is humble and believes in the Lord, man. That makes rub the woman of a woman up the wrong way. Women that are like that will actually start trying to trick that other woman into being a hoe like them. If there's a woman that's just got her one husband, she believes in the Lord, she ain't trying to flaunt out and go to the nightclub and all that. Women can't stand women like that. Because they know that it starts making them regret all the whoredom that they did. It starts making them be like, man, I wish I wouldn't have been a hoe, but I know I can't rejuvenate my body count. So now I've just got to try and make every single other woman be as wicked as I am. And that's why certain of these women in society even try and corrupt their daughters, man, and make their daughters be demons and be envious of the life that they think that their daughter might get, man. Once their daughters start getting to around in this society, like 18, 19, 20, and can start to go to the so-called nightclubs and all that and start to go and have their so-called adult lifestyle, a lot of these moms start getting jealous of their daughters, man. And even will go so far as to try and sabotage that life. Especially if they are a single mom and they'll try and stop their daughter from getting the kind of man that they really wish that they would have got and would have made be their daughter's father. But instead they chose the wrong guy, but they realize it too late now.
Owl. Big ass winter coat. Don't even fit you. All right. Ooh, look at that. And
there's nothing wrong with what that woman looked like, though. Really, neither. Really, neither.
I roll and look at old Greta right here.
man called her Greta, you know. Jake's funny, you know. Man called her Greta. Hey. Like, women need to stop coveting beauty, man. But then because it's what women, like, here's what I'll say, man. All you Israelite women out there, that you're coveting beauty, if you want to receive beauty, right, in the physical sense, you better believe in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, and he's going to make you be more beautiful than all the women that exist in this current society, man. Just watch. There's not going to be no such thing as an unattractive Israelite woman in the kingdom of heaven. We're not going to call the Israelite woman Eve in the kingdom of heaven. That's for now. All the rebuke and the roasting that you Israelite women receive right now is because y'all have got on our damn nerves. And you deserve to be talked about like this. You deserve it. But in the kingdom, we ain't going to talk like that ever again. When we look at every single Israelite woman that our eyes can see, is going to be beautiful. There's not going to be no such thing as an unattractive one. It's not going to exist. Just like how there's not going to be no such thing as a dusty so-called black man. That's not going to exist. They're only going to be handsome. And the women are going to only be beautiful. That's the only two choices that's going to be available. Handsome men and beautiful women. Gods. That's what the Israelites are going to be, man. Let me see if there's anything else on it.
So as she went past her, decided to give her this fuck you bitch look. Damn, man. As the boyfriend, she made sure the boyfriend didn't look and then walked by her and said, bitch, you.
I want to just say this quickly as well, man. Women do that kind of stuff, right? They try and be trying to say to men, don't look at this woman or don't look at that woman. Like they be trying to get envious if their man looks at a beautiful woman. or try and judge men for looking at beautiful women in public and say that they're catcalling them and all of this. Y'all are making women feel insecure in public by staring at them. Women be the main ones noticing of women that are attractive in public, man. Women, they'll be some of the main ones. And they'll start looking at the woman and then be trying to look to see if men have looked. At a train station, anyone that's ever been to a public train station, if just, all right, you know what? The next time, or if you're at a train station or whatever, and if there's an attractive woman there, just look around and see how women are looking at that woman. Especially if you're by yourself, it will give you the perfect opportunity to look at it. Just look at how they're looking at that woman, man. Just have a look and see. And then look at women with their man as well. They might have been silent on their phone, and then they look up and they say, "Oh, there's an attractive woman there." Now all of a sudden they want to link arms with their man. They want to start talking to him about, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be going out tonight." Blah blah blah. Just start chatting in the man's ear, and you don't want to hear nothing what they're saying. But they all of a sudden want to talk to the guy now because there's a beautiful woman around, and they think that they're doing all these things and that men don't know. We know what y'all are up to, man. Men study women because it's the man that gets the woman, but you women are gonna have to start studying men because Isaiah 4:1's getting ready to be fulfilled. So you're gonna have to start figuring out what we like. For the longest time, y'all have been able to just go about your day and not have to worry about what men care about and what men like. But now the role is reversing, and you're gonna have to start worrying about what men like, man. When I'm gonna sing it real right now. When all hell breaks loose, right? There might be women that, according to what the Israelite man's version of this woman right here, that we're like, man, that's the kind of woman's image that I like. And she might come humble and meek and say, please help me. I know you're on that Bible thing. I know you believe in that Lord thing. I remember. I've saw you on the videos. And they might knock on one of you brothers' door, man. They might do that. And your wife might try and open the door and say, get away from here. No, you can't say that. It's not your decision to make. That's not your decision. Who are you talking to? Like, a lot of things are going to happen, man, where some of you women that are current wives of men might be getting substituted for new women. Just like how you women like to substitute men now, right? But the overall point of this video was, don't be covetous, man, because you don't know what the end of these people are going to be. All these women that are looking at this woman like, oh man, she sold this and she sold that. They don't know what this woman's doing behind the scenes. They don't know. They're not dead. She could have been going to Dubai bare times for all they know. Doing a Dubai Harry Potters out here. They don't know what she's been doing. How many people was probably covetous of Cassie? But what was she doing behind the scenes, man? Being a complete demon.
Got some nerve to be standing right here. Wow. That's crazy. Look at this. And look at the boyfriend still not looking and then getting for carrying bags. Okay. Here. All right. And look at the little girl. She's smiling. So the little girl's still not in woman hate right now. She's like, maybe one day I can be you.
You see? And that's what I was saying, man. Like, little children, they're not as wicked as adults, you know? And that's why Yahweh Shai told us to be more like them. Because even amongst little children, when little children get into an argument with each other, right, they forgive each other, man. Whereas adults, they hold that grudge, man. Adults, we hold that grudge sometimes, and we need to not do it. But I just wanted to make this video on not being covetous, man, because you don't know what the end of someone's gonna be, man. You don't really know. And on that, I'm gonna say shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel, shalom.